Hello guys, welcome back to the Brute Investors channel. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day today. In this episode, I'm going to talk about a relatively new token that was created by a tech millionaire and also a YouTuber with over 1 million subscribers. And since last week, this token has been pumping like crazy. It's probably the most spoken token in the crypto space right now. And I just want to share my thoughts on this token, and this token is basically the million token or the token, right? Again, as always guys, I highly recommend you guys to do your own research on any of the projects that we cover in our channel. And for this project, I recommend you guys to go to their website milliontoken.org in order to learn more about this project, right? So again, if you take the million token, it's a basically like it's sort of like a meme token, but it's considered as legit by many people. But when we go through this, you can basically understand a little bit more detailed about what this project is and whether it's a project that you would be investing, especially at this time when the token is already like pretty much at its all-time highs right now, and what my thoughts are, right? I'll basically tell you my thoughts. Again, please know that this is not financial advice and I'm not a financial advisor, right? So the main headline for this project is a decentralized digital currency for millionaires by millionaires, right? So as you see, the description is quite broad, where it doesn't really talk about any kind of use case. Instead, it basically talks about a token that's created for millionaires by millionaires. It's kind of like, saying that if you want to be a millionaire, you should own this token, and it's basically hinting at that statement, right? But nonetheless, it's a fun project. It's a fun token created by a person called Tech Lead. If you guys want to follow him on YouTube, again, he's a very good YouTuber. He has been working with some big software companies. I think he's working with Google or Apple, I believe, but he is now a YouTuber who has 1 million subscribers. He makes videos about the million token every once in a while, and he's a very entertaining YouTuber overall, right? He created this token just as a joke or just for fun, right? And this token pretty much took off since then. And if you want to buy this token, again, obviously after doing your own research, you can click on the buy million token button here, which will take you to the Uniswap V3 platform, where you can basically purchase this token, right? So again, after watching some of his recent videos, it seems like the community that he basically, his fan base kind of designed the logo and designed the theme of the coin or the face of the coin itself, and it's a pretty cool lion symbol with the words decentralized digital currency, as like in every cryptocurrency that copies the Bitcoin logo kind of has. So it's pretty much like a slightly copied version of multiple different projects, but the lion symbol is quite unique and it gives it a majestic look. Introducing Million. Million is a decentralized digital currency pegged to a minimum value of 1 USDC with a fixed supply of 1 million tokens for a total market cap of 1 million plus USDC. Million token was founded by an ex-Google, ex-Facebook tech lead with over 1 million subscribers on YouTube as a millionaire. Again, it's interesting how he's hinted in the brackets that he is a millionaire, so he's kind of self-validating himself. But if you see, it's a project with no actual real-world use case. It has no DeFi application, no NFT application, but it is a fun project that he created, whose minimum value is aimed to be 1 USDC. Again, that's extremely untrue for any token, because if you see, even USDC itself cannot hold its $1 peg all the time, right? So you basically can't claim that this project can hold a minimum of $1 even in the adverse situations, right? When everybody starts selling their token, which I can foresee happening now that the token price is extremely high, you really have to understand that this statement is pretty much impossible for any cryptocurrency, because if the sell pressure is so much, then the token can lose its peg and go below a dollar mark. This has happened for not only USDC but even for other stablecoins such as USDT, DAI, and so on and so forth, right? So although this statement in a way is kind of misleading, I think this is one of the, if I were to be a person who wasn't in the crypto space and if I want to buy this token, I would probably see this as a, as an opportunity where I can buy this token, and the worst thing that can happen to this token is that it can go to $1, right? But in a way that's not really true, so I have my own issues with this statement. But nonetheless, I think it is a token that aims to do its own thing. At least in theory, based on what TechLead claims to be, this token can reach a minimum value of just $1 in the worst case scenario, and it won't go below that, right? But I completely disagree with that. But regardless of that, it has only 1 million token supply, which is obviously the truth. It has a market cap of more than 1+ million. Again, this is something that's pretty much obvious for pretty much all the projects right now, especially the ones that have a lot of traction and that are obviously within the top 1,000 ranking in CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko, right? There are tokens that have less than $1 million in market cap, but they pretty much soon get into the $1 million dollar market cap club, right? So TechLead is a ex Google, ex Facebook. Sorry, I misspoke last time. It's not ex Apple, it's ex Facebook. So he's worked with Google and Facebook before. So obviously he has a lot of programming knowledge, and he is obviously a very wealthy individual with over 1 million subscribers on YouTube, and he's also a millionaire, just so you know that, right? As million gains popularity and usage, the value may increase above the initial peg of $1. Again, I don't really want to use the word peg because it makes it seem like the value will eventually become $1, in the worst case scenario. But in the best case scenario, it's a dollar. It's kind of like giving this a stable coin vibe, which it is not. It's not a stable coin. If you think that the million token is a stable coin, then that's basically you're basically being misled. And I think this sentence can basically be misconstrued at least for a new retail investor who doesn't really have a lot of knowledge in crypto, to think that this could be a stable coin token, right? But in reality, it's not. And more so that this token can reach any value. It could be $1 million per token in the future. It could be less than 1 cent per token in the future as well. So it's a regular cryptocurrency with its own volatility based on market supply and demand pressures. So the word peg doesn't really apply to this token, right? That's basically what I'm trying to say. For example, if 1,000 people each want 1,000 millions, the fair market value of million is $1 each. If 2,000 people each want 1,000 millions, the fair market value will be $2, thereby increasing the market cap of million to $2 million. Again, since the name of the token itself is million, when you have it in a sentence and when you read it, it kind of confuses you, which again is pretty common. But the only thing that you need to basically take away from this statement is that it's a project that initially had a value of $1, right? So one token was equal to $1. It's not pegged to the $1. It's basically when he provided liquidity, he basically provided liquidity in such a way that the token can be purchased initially in the very early stages with $1 per token, right? But obviously, due to demand and supply, now the token price is above $100. In fact, above $150 at the time I'm making this video, which means people are literally buying this token, and due to its tokenomics, where it has extremely low supply, the price is shooting up, right? It's a very speculative token, so it obviously has extremely high fluctuations. And the reverse is also true, where if everyone starts dumping their token, this token could be worth less than $1. In fact, it could be even worth less than a cent in theory, right? So please bear that in mind. Don't get carried away by friends and family or whomever is telling you that this token is obviously going to maintain its peg at the minimum and it will only continue to go up from $1, right? That's not really true. That's not true for any token, especially tokens that are volatile. And this is also, this rule is applicable for this token as well, right? Over time, the price of million may reach 10 million, 100 million, or even higher. So if you see, Tech Lead is a very smart guy. He uses words and sentences and he understands people's psychology, right? So this last sentence, as a reader, it gives me hope that this token at some point can be worth way more, right? Which is a good thing. Again, it technically can, because it has such short supply, it has so much demand, and if the demand keeps continuing with no other parameters changing, I think this token can even cross $10,000 per token. In theory, this token can reach 100 million or 10 million or even higher, but obviously the real world tokenomics or the real world market capitalization depends solely on how this token performs in relation to Bitcoin, and we'll cover that pretty soon, right? So again, all you need to understand is that this is a token that was created by Tech Lead. It obviously doesn't have any innate use case apart from just being a token that can do its own thing. It's essentially a token with no real value or use case, but due to speculative demand and supply, and obviously due to its very strong tokenomics, which is 1 million token as max supply, this token has managed to reach huge valuations, right? So that's pretty much it for the token. There's really nothing much to talk about this. It's basically a sort of like a meme / fun token with genuinely good intentions, where he basically created it to be, because he was bored and he kind of wanted to create this, right? It really didn't have any ill intentions or any form of scam motivation involved in that, so that's a good thing. But it still doesn't really do anything overall in the DeFi space or crypto space, right? So going back to the CoinGecko page for the Million token, it's currently ranked 192nd by market cap at the time I make this video, and the token price just keeps increasing. But when you guys saw the video, when you guys clicked the video at first, you might have seen that the token price was at something like $193 per token, but now it's already at $199. And by the time I finish this video, it could easily cross $200 per token, right? The demand for this token is extremely high, and everybody is literally getting into this, right? So I'll tell you what my thoughts are when it comes to the risk for this token. But the token obviously had a increase of 337.1% in the past 24 hours. Obviously, this is going to increase as we speak, and the token price is worth close to $200, just a few cents shy of $200, right? So this token, again, bear in mind, had an initial value of $1 per token. Now it's like close to $200 per token, which means it's already 200x, which is something that you definitely keep in mind, right, before you invest in this project. So the 24-hour price range was, again, within the 24 hours that this token has been, the price for this token has been recorded in CoinGecko. It seems like the token went to an all-time kind of like, not all-time low, kind of like a lower point for today of about $45 or $46, close to $46. And the highest range was $189, and it's going to keep increasing, and this information will be updated constantly by CoinGecko. So you can clearly see that this token is extremely volatile, right? You need to be very careful because it's a very volatile token. There's a lot of heat. This token is, if you take the fear and greed index, I'm pretty sure that this token is in the extreme greed phase, which we'll kind of have a look to see if that index is available for this token. But overall, I think the greed is so huge, and you can clearly see that it's up 337% in the past 24 hours, which is so huge that it's definitely going to reach a crashing stage or a bubble. The bubble phase is probably going to get over pretty soon, or it could continue going up. We don't know, right? There's a high possibility for both directions, but the likelihood of this token crashing at this stage is much higher than the token going, the token going to $1,000, let's say, for example, right? But if you take the market cap, it's still relatively low. Like when it comes to the market cap, it's still less than $200 million in market cap. Obviously, it's not a low cap gem anymore. It's not like a micro cap or even a low cap. It's kind of like it's just now been, being in the like a mid cap or in the lower mid cap range. I think this can be a decent this can definitely attract a decent chunk of money from several investors, especially the new retail investors, right, who are basically not realizing the project or the background of the project, or even knowing what this token even does, right? But that's definitely going to probably make this token market cap go to at least $250 million in market cap in the upcoming months, which is something which is extremely possible, right? If you take the total supply, again, 1 million tokens, circulating supply is 1 million tokens. So again, it's a fair launch token, which means all the tokens are in circulation. So that's a really good thing for a token that was created as a joke or as a fun, kind of token. Its tokenomics is extremely strong, which I really appreciate, right? I like the scarcity. It's only 1 million. It's I think 21 times smaller than Bitcoin's max supply, which is amazing. You can clearly get it from Ethereum. Again, there are scams of this token on Binance Smart Chain, Polygon, and so on and so forth. Be very careful. This token is not available on any other chain except for Ethereum. So if you want to get this token, get it from Ethereum. If you want to use a contract address, go to CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap and click the contract address, or even go to their website where they have their contract address by default. Don't fall for scams. It's a very easy way to scam people by using fake million tokens in Binance Smart Chain. And people who thought that they missed out on this project in the early stage, like when it's $1 or whatever, I think they will probably buy in this token on Binance Smart Chain, thinking that this founder has released the same token on Binance Smart Chain, but in reality it's a scam token. So please bear extreme caution in this regard. So you can also see its information from Etherscan. And if you go to the price itself, which is basically the most interesting part of this token, let's go to the max chart. And if you see, the token was trading at around $27.19 early July. Again, we're still pretty early in July, and the token price is available since 4th of July, but the price was initially worth $27 per token. It's been relatively flat since the 4th of July, but it only started pumping since the 12th of July, when it kind of started going from $38.90 to one current all-time high of right now it's close to $200. By the end of the video, I think it can even cross the $200 mark, right? So again, you can literally see that the line just shot up. There's literally huge greed going on here. It's a very risky time to buy this token. I would definitely say that. If you take the logarithmic chart, you can clearly see that even in the logarithmic chart, you can clearly see the parabolic run going extremely high. So usually this indicates one out of two things, right? And both of them are not really favorable to retail investors. The first hypothesis is that it's a whale who's basically buying this token in huge swaths, and there's going to be a planned pump and dump from this whale, right? Which is a high possibility. Again, only speculation in my opinion, it's not a fact, I'm just stating my opinion, right? The second hypothesis is that this token is probably being manipulated by the community in order to obviously attract more newbies and then eventually dump on them, right? So it's a highly manipulated token. It's a token that is extremely volatile. Although its tokenomics are very strong, this token is kind of like at this. If you wanted to buy this token at the $38-40 range, I would have still said it was riskier, because this token was once worth less than $10 per token, and it kind of like was at the $40 to $45 range. I would have still warned you about the risk, but I would have probably told you that this token was a possible token to make even more gains because of its tokenomics alone. Even though it doesn't really have any innate use case, this tokenomics of a fair launch, as well as a very low max supply and a very high circulating supply means that this token does not have any inflation rewards, it doesn't have any staking, it doesn't have any dumping factor that will make it dump. If people want to dump, they'll still dump it, right? But there's nothing that's going to make them dump this token because this token had some very strong tokenomics, right? So I would have told you that this token would have been a good opportunity to invest a very teeny tiny fraction of your portfolio into this. But now that I've seen this straight line shooting up, I don't really want to recommend any of my viewers to buy this token. Again, not financial advice, you can do whatever you want with your money, but I personally would not put a single penny on this token because of how much it's already kind of went parabolic, right? Having said that, if you have an opportunity to short this token, then this would be a really good opportunity to short this token, right? Again, it's still extremely risky. I'm not recommending anybody to do leverage trading or futures trading, but I would personally short this token if I have the opportunity to short this token, right? If you long this token, you are in probably an extremely risky situation, right? Buying this token by itself is at this price point not recommended. That's just my opinion again, right? Let's go to the Bitcoin comparative for this token, which I believe is at the bottom. Yeah, so if you see here, again, if you take the price point for Bitcoin comparative, this token was initially worth 76,000 Satoshis per token, July 4th. Before it went parabolic, the token was worth 116,000 Satoshis per token. Fair enough. If you see, the token was having an equitable growth, right? But after, something happened yesterday, and after yesterday, the token is acting extremely irrationally. Now it's at its all-time highs in Satoshi comparative of about 597,000 Satoshis, right? If you take the logarithmic chart, you can clearly see that even in the log chart, the steady natural growth is kind of like disrupted because of this huge parabolic growth, right? So that kind of signals market manipulation or a whale trying to actively buy this token and dump it as soon as possible, right? So I wouldn't really be surprised to hear next week or sometime even after next week or even by the end of this month that this token is worth literally less than $1, right? I would never be surprised if I see if I see the price point of this token and I see that this token is worth less than $1. I wouldn't really be surprised because it's gone up so high and so quickly, and there's literally no fundamentals to back this token that it will literally crash down because everybody has to take profits at some point of time, and this price point is going to be very tempting for so many people who bought this token, especially at $1 or even less than $5 to take profit at this price, right? So extreme caution must be exercised when you're buying this token at this price point, right? If you take Ethereum company on the other hand, this token was initially worth 0.01 ETH in July 4th. Again, pretty steady trend upwards until yesterday. Something happened, the token price went from 0.018 ETH to an all-time highs of about 0.1 ETH, about a 10x increase, right? It is very risky to buy this token, not only in the dollar comparative, but also in the Bitcoin and Ether comparative. If you really want to buy this token, I'd probably wait for a pullback or a crash, because with no fundamentals, this token is only relying on its tokenomics, which is in a way pretty good tokenomics for this project, but I don't think the tokenomics alone can sustain this kind of growth for the long term, right? Again, I'll leave it at that and you guys can make your own decision. When it comes to exchanges, you can only get it from decentralized exchanges, and if you see, most of this token's value is liquidity is coming from Uniswap version 3 to be specific. You can buy it with USDC or ETH. You can also buy this token with ETH on Uniswap version 2, but you can also get this token from Paraswap using DAI, right? So I wouldn't really recommend Paraswap. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of volume or a lot of trust score in this one. But if you see on Paraswap, the price point seems to be $68.20. So if you see, that's a huge arbitrage opportunity. Even between, if you see, USDC trading and ETH trading, you can see an arbitrage opportunity of about close to $4. But if you see Uniswap version 2, the token is 196.14, but in Uniswap version 3 with the USDC pair, which is also like the same pair on the first row right here, it's a huge discrepancy. There's $150 in one pool, I believe, but in a very different pool, it's worth $169. So that's huge arbitrage opportunities, but I believe that whales are taking severe advantage of, and it's only going to be a matter of time before this token starts dumping, and a lot of people are going to lose a lot of money. I'm not being a pessimist, I'm just being a realist. Please bear extreme caution. Okay, if you want to buy this token, you have one place, Uniswap version 2 or version 3. Basically, Uniswap is probably the only place you can buy this token from. There are possibilities that this token can get some form of like a huge whale that will back this project and buy a huge ton of tokens and push the price close to $500, right? It is a possibility. It's already being manipulated. There's nothing going to stop another huge whale from manipulating the price of this token even further, because it's still less than $200 million in market cap. So whales will literally feed this token like it's a feast, right? But at the same time, since it's already up 300%, it has to cool down at some point. I can definitely bet my money on this, that this token is probably going to dump pretty soon, right? So if you are planning to buy this token, don't buy it at these price points. I would personally buy this token when it gets a really good discount price before making another rally, right? And I wouldn't really put a lot of money on this project. I'll probably put a small portfolio on, like a small percentage of the portfolio on this project, knowing that I could lose that money completely. But if I don't lose that money, I could definitely make a lot of money from the Million token, right? But the thing is, since it's already grown exponentially in the past 2 days, I don't really know if it can sustain the growth. If it can sustain the growth, kudos to people who bought it at the early stage, right? But for people who are going to buy this token right now, I can expect some sad stories by the end of this month or even by the next 2 weeks, right? But that's just my opinion, guys. Again, I like this token. I think the tokenomics is good. I don't really like the fact that it doesn't really have anything else to do apart from just being a good tokenomics token created by a YouTuber who's a millionaire. Apart from that, I don't really see any personal value in investing a huge chunk of my money. I would invest a little bit, maybe less than $500 on this token. If the token goes down significantly, which I do believe will happen, which will be a good price point to dollar cost average in, right? But I wouldn't really hodl this as long term. Although the long term potential is there if the demand stays up. The demand is not going to stay up because everybody is going to start taking profits at some point, and that's going to burst the bubble, right? It's only going to be a matter of time. But if you want to invest in this project, please do your own research. There's really not much to do research on. But if you want to obviously gamble, then this is the best project for you. If you want to invest in stealthy, strong and stable projects that will be existing for long term, I have multiple videos covered on multiple projects which I think are going to explode. So you can check out my channel as well, right? Again, remember guys, you guys are not regular investors, you guys are brutal investors, so stay brutal. Thank you very much for watching my video, guys. If you like my video, please click the like button and subscribe for more videos. See you in my next video. Bye.